I'm here with Pete Dawson of Fidelity National Title. I'm Carl Guidotti with Century 21 in Folsom. I'm here to talk with Pete about title and escrow and kind of the overall process and what are some potential pitfalls along the way. Pete, why don't we tell a little bit about yourself and then we'll get right into it.
Thanks, Carl. Thank you for having me today.
My pleasure.
Once again, I'm Pete Dawson with Fidelity National Title. I work in the Sacramento marketplace. Specifically, El Dorado Hills and Folsom are my marketplaces. I've been with Fidelity National Title for 30 years. I've only worked for one title insurance company, which is kind of rare in this business.
It really is.
And Fidelity National Title is the #1 title insurance company in the nation. We insure 1 out of 3 transactions nationwide.
Nice.
But locally here, we take really good care of your customers and
the realtors.
so happy to be here with Carl. So let's go.
All right. Well, so just kind of, I guess in the beginning of it, why don't we go over what the essentials are for title and escrow? Like, what is the actual process?
Yeah.
And what, why is it important about the buying and selling of a home process?
Sure. So it's very important to have title insurance when you're purchasing a home. What we do as a title insurance company is we insure the homeowner for the life, as long as they own that home, they have title insurance. They only pay one time at the close of escrow for their title insurance, and it's really the best deal out there. We insure the homeowner against any encumbrances, easements. They get a title insurance policy that shows all these items on the policy, and they have peace of mind when they have title insurance.
Nice. That's probably the biggest thing. What do the title companies do during this process?
So once Carl writes an offer, he submits it to the listing agent. He's working with a buyer. The listing agent accepts the offer. Carl immediately opens escrow. He opens escrow with Fidelity, and the first thing that we do is we order a preliminary title report. That's number 1. Once Carl receives his preliminary title report, we go over the report looking for any liens and encumbrances, make sure the vested owners, everything is clear, and then we start the escrow process.
Nice. Why don't you tell me a little bit about what that escrow process is, and then kind of go from there.
So we have a great escrow officers within our company, and they once again the prelim comes out, and then we take the contract and we go over the prelim and we pay off items on the prelim. We order loan documents. If there's a loan on the property, Carl's lender would send over loan documents. We call the customers in for a signing once we get loan docs. Mm-hmm. Once we sign, the lender funds, and then we release to record. That's the best thing in escrow. We're released to record.
Yep, good, clear to close. That's my favorite 3 words. As we've talked a little bit about what the title insurance is, but why would you want a title report for your home, whether you're buying or selling?
Well, you can. If you're paying cash for a home, you could opt out of title insurance, but title insurance is probably the best thing to have, because once again, if somebody comes to your property and says, "Hey, I own this property," you have title insurance to prove that you're the vested owner.
Right.
Title insurance is, of course, very important, and if you're having a loan, the lender requires you to have title insurance.
Absolutely. What are some issues that could arise during the escrow process? Like, what have you seen in your experience?
So one of them was Carl had a buyer. Yeah, Carl had a good buyer, and they bought their home, and they wanted to put a pool in the backyard. Carl's customer wanted a pool. Well, it turns out there's a power line running over the 50 feet of the rear property, mm-hmm. and the customer really wanted to have a pool back there, but we looked at the preliminary title report and we saw that there's a 50-foot power line easement, and the easement there takes priority, so you cannot build a pool. So Carl's customer got creative and moved out and put their dream pool in away from that easement. So we were able to close the deal, and having that title insurance showed that we could move the pool area.
Well, and it's things like these and unforeseen circumstances that you can do ahead of time that people like Pete and Fidelity will actually let you know what you can and can't do with that property. And it's all, within minutes or days at the most that it takes time to get that information. So that's why Pete is great, is what he does.
Yeah, we Fidelity National Title is the #1 title company, and we love your business.
Anything else that you want to add? Like anything else that is you feel is important that we didn't touch on during this process?
Just to choose your local title company when you're doing escrows. Your escrow team is very important to you. So yeah, just choose Fidelity when you have your next escrow.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for joining us today, and we appreciate it. Again,
Thanks,
Pete
all.
Dawson, and I'm Carl Rodati. Thanks again.
Thanks,
Have a great
Carl.
day. Thank you. Make sure that's stuff.